As you learn how to make all kinds of different figures out of polymer clay, you will end up with probably a whole little windowsill full of the things you've made, and you may start to say, what am I going to do with one more sculpture? Well, I thought we could make something that might be slightly useful rather than just sitting another sculpture on your shelf. I made this little puppy dog. This is my dog Rory, doing her usual begging for treats. So I thought we could actually make something useful and make a little container for your dog treats and have a little dog hugging the side of it here. This little dog is, I started with 2 ounces of clay, and of course that's going to vary depending on the size of your flower pot. This pot is about, I think it's a 3-inch tall one. So for that, I used 2 ounces of clay to get her the right height, and you'll probably have a little bit left over. So that's just a kind of judge on how much clay to use. Obviously, if you want to do a bigger one, you could use more clay and, kind of just work it from there. So this is actually a pretty simple little puppy dog to make. I'm going to dedicate, just to start out with, about half to the body, and use the other half, so about 1 ounce for the body, and the other half will be for the arms and legs and all the other features. So the wiener dog is a pretty easy dog to do. We're going to start off with anything, a nice round ball. As always, we're going to get all the lines and lumps and bumps out of it first, because it's much easier to get them out now than to get them out later. So if you have some stubborn ones, you can smooth it with your fingers. And we're going to get that all ready to go. And then I'm just going to roll it into a thick, but an evenly thick log. You can, if you have your flower pot handy that you're making this for, you can kind of just get a general sense there. That's probably about the right thing. Now, if you have ever seen a little dachshund up close, they have kind of a barrel chest, so I'm going to press the chest in and push it up a little bit for his neck and chest, and then they have kind of a little, they dip down there and are thinner at the end. So you just get your basic shape there, getting ready to put all the other features on. And set that aside. And we're going to take a little bit off for his head. They have kind of triangular heads. Again, roll it into a nice ball. To get that triangular shape, you want to taper one end, so you're going to hold both of these parts of your hand together and taper it that way by rolling like this. And that's the basic shape. Of course, these are kind of cartoony, so you can exaggerate however you want. That's actually pretty good shape right there. You can set that part aside. Now, the ears, very classic dachshund ears, they kind of fold over in a triangle. Although, when I tried to lift up her little dog's ears to see exactly how they attach, she wasn't too happy with me, but take my word for it. They kind of attach and fold over. So for the ears, when you're doing things that match, like the ears, the eyes, the legs, it's a good idea to kind of pre-measure your clay, or at least roll the balls first before you form it into the ear, because once you formed it into the ear, you don't know exactly how much you started with. So those are uneven, so you can either measure by cutting it with a specific cutter, the same size, or getting the balls about the same. Okay, so for the ear, we're gonna flatten it a little bit and pinch it into a kind of a thick triangle. Like that, kind of rounded edge. You can pinch this, make sure it's thin. And you're going to attach it. It may look giant for the head, but if you find when you're doing this, that it's the wrong proportion, you can just, good thing about polymer clay, you just take it off and start again. Anyway, so I attached it like that, and then I'm going to fold it down into the little triangle shape like that. The little dots unfold. I'm going to do that for the other side as well. For the eyes, again, it's always good to measure how much you're using so they're similar. Now our little dachshund at home is pure black, so with black eyes. So I actually added a little bit of silver, or here I added a little gold, just so it's not black on black, so you can actually see the eyes better. I always like to put a little bit of an indentation there, so there's something for those eyes to sit in. You can add a little expression like, where's my treats? For the nose, I took a little pinch of the same color I used for the eyes and flatten it a little bit. Then pinch it between. That's a handy little V shape in there, and then flatten one end, and that always gives a nice animal nose. Stick that right on the end there, like that.